it was a very depressing week in Tiger Town. I guess both Tiger Towns.
Both Tiger
But
Towns. Do we just have the Tiger talk right now?
oh god,
Kitty Tiger talk.
we could have the Tiger conversation. No, the Clemson Tigers played Georgia in Atlanta at a neutral site. Doesn't forget about the site. We lost.
No, I mean USC neutral site in Las Vegas.
We lost 34-3. So. Yeah, I just wanted to take a second. I'll read off some of the stats. None of it really matters. Carson Beck, 278 and 2 touchdowns. Georgia had 170 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Cade Klubnik, 149 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Clemson had 47 rushing yards. So, I mean, at halftime it was 6-0 Georgia. Clemson had 1 play in Georgia territory. And then the second half, it just went
erupted.
Belligerent.
Yeah.
Our defense all of a sudden could no longer stop them. Our offense continued to not do anything. And I was talking with Mike about this earlier, just about Clemson as a program, because, this hasn't happened in the last decade.
They said it was, tied for the 3rd worst beating you've gotten in the past, 7 years or something?
Oh, worse than that.
Also,
I don't think we've lost worse than this in the last 15 years. Or at least 10 years.
I could have sworn that was a stat that I said, but
I know it wasn't. Maybe DJ lost a game that I don't remember, but it's pretty depressing to see Clemson going this route. I don't think it's because of the transfer portal though. Everyone that's been all the headlines is saying oh, Dabo's not using the transfer portal. I was talking about this with Mike, and I saw a take online today that I agreed with a lot. It's just this is what happens to college programs. We've become so used to the Alabama, existing in this state of just perpetual dominance where, you're always the number 1 team. And, because you were the number 1 team last year, you're going to continue to be the number 1 team. But, for all of college football history, besides Saban's 15 years with Bama, there are these teams that get really good for, 5, 6, 7 years and then fall off. The comparison I saw on this take was to, Texas in the early days, when Mac Brown won a championship with Vince Young, had a great roster, and then Colt McCoy came on, went to a natty and lost, and kind of was carrying them. Then he went to the draft and didn't the team just fell off immediately.
He lost because he got hurt.
When you start missing on 5-star quarterbacks, it kills you. Yeah. And Cade is just not it, and this roster isn't what it used to be. And it's depressing. It's not the same school. I don't think Clemson football dies. I think it stepped up from where it was a decade ago. So our floor will now be that 8 wins thing. It'll be interesting to see what we do in the ACC. But this was a sad realization. This felt kind of the last straw, because you had a year with DJ. You're shit. Maybe he gets better next year. The next year with DJ, you're no, he's bad. It's DJ's fault. Go to Cade. Then it's Cade's first year. Oh, maybe give him a year. Cade's second year now. All of a sudden, it's no longer It's no longer.
Is there coaching? And is there a coaching problem?
100%. I mean, we had 2 5-star freshman wide receivers supposedly getting playing time, and we had a fully healthy Tyler Brown, who's the leading receiver last year. Unbelievable SportsCenter top 10 catch with the one-handed thing. He was our only bright spot last year. Tyler Brown got 0 targets in the first quarter, and neither freshman played a snap before the last series. So we were playing Cole Turner, who was a 5'9" white guy, for anyone who doesn't know.
That's so
Hey, he runs a mean 5-yard out.
I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Perfect for Cade.
I would talk for hours about how sad this team is, but it is pretty depressing to see your favorite team just fall off. Georgia also, by the way, they're here, and they're legit as possible. I didn't realize they have Carson Beck, Heisman favorite, prospective number 1 overall pick. And they have the projected number 2 overall pick in Malachi Starks on defensive end.
That's insane.
So they have, number 1 offensive player at the most important position, and the number 1 defensive player at defensive end, the most important position. So this Georgia team.
Michael Williams.
Michael Williams. Sorry.
But
Malachi Starks also a first.
Is also a
no,
first
he's the corner. No,
he's the corner with the interception.
Williams is supposed to be the number 2 overall defensive end. Malachi Starks is the corner that had the crazy interception. Yep. But no, this Georgia team is absolutely stacked. So I don't know if you guys saw anything different, but it was pretty eye opening for me.
I just want to play devil's advocate really quick because don't get me wrong, I think it was to put it not so lightly, kind of embarrassing of a game at the end of the day. But also, I almost think that there's too many alarm bells being rung too early. And the only reason I say that is because you guys did a great first half. held Georgia to 6 points. Defense looked amazing.
Great
and
defensive first half. Yes.
Unbelievable defensive
Not a
first
good
half. And your
offensive first
offense
half.
obviously has been the main point of focus in your struggles, just like it was last year. But
They don't score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Or any points.
you never scored 100%. But again, I almost think it's like, Dabo himself said that he's never seen a team fall off in the second half so badly as he did. He said it was like one of the few times he's been really, really disappointed in his team. And, I almost think like, if you're not playing in Georgia and you come out like almost in a similar way, I don't think your opponents are going to put up 36. I think it's you could still keep it a lot closer. Like
yeah. So like my overreaction isn't for me saying we're gonna go out and lose to the SMUs of the world or the Cals of the world. Like other teams are not going to be able to score any points on this defense, and our offense probably will be able to you could probably run Maffa up the middle and throw slants to Tyler Brown and beat a lot of teams. 6-7 games. I'm just talking about when I'm betting Clemson to make the college football playoff
the top
to win the
teams.
ACC.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't looking like this. You will not do that.
Yeah,
I don't it doesn't matter. But yeah, they're not going to be. They're not going to do what Florida State's doing right now.
So I mean, I remember. Before the college football season started, you were talking about losing Georgia and then winning out the next 11 games.
Yeah, I don't have much confidence after looking at this offense. I hope it's still the case. I mean, we have a pretty easy game against App State. We're 17.5-point favorites this upcoming week.
When's your next who's your next hardest opponent?
NC State the week after that.
Tough.
Ranked game. So
that's at Clemson, isn't it?
I think you can pull that out though.
I think it's.
You can definitely pull any game out.
I mean that game will let you know. You'll be able to know.
You'll know where you're at.
We should take care of business next week, and then you play a ranked game
yeah.
against ACC. You should know, but
yeah. I don't know about this. It's very troubling. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had to take 2 years ago that this program as football was just falling, but I think it goes deeper. I think it might be the ACC as a whole. I think the ACC is the new Big 12, where they have no comparison to the rest of the league to win a championship. When Big 12, anyone who comes out of the Big 12. Right now, or the Pac-12, what used to be, there was never a thought really that they were going to win the championship. All the other teams are better.
TCU.
There was never a thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now, Clemson right now going to win a national championship after just getting dog walked by Georgia. NC State, Florida State.
There's only one team in the ACC that
Miami.
looks like they can compete.
No, I'm saying even Miami, you know what I mean? I don't. It's just
kidding.
It just seems very everything as a shit. It's not just Clemson. Everything's going downhill. I mean, you have Miami, but NC State's at 20, been ranked 20.
It was kind of funny too. I was just thinking about this, and then we can talk about the rest of the teams because talking about Clemson for too long gets my mood down now.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But preseason, it was Clemson and Florida State sued the ACC to get out to either go to the SEC or the Big Ten.
Thank God.
And after these couple games, maybe we're just joshing around.
We lost the lawsuit. It's okay.
I'm just joking, Phil.
That'd be a murder. Jesus Lord.
Let's play ACC schedules a little longer. But yeah, rough weekend to be a Tiger.
Yeah.
But at least, hey, all you gotta do is win the ACC championship and you have a chance.
Yeah, I don't know. Cam Ward might have something to say about that.
That's true. Very true.
We'll see.
Damn, Jesus.